Philippines as authorities struggle to evacuate hundreds of thousands of people, but many of the emergency shelters are overcrowded with no means of social distancing and without proper safety gear against the coronavirus. Typhoon Vongfong is expected to sweep across densely populated areas before exiting in the north on Sunday.
Typhoon Vongfong is packing powerful sustained winds of up to 150 kilometers per hour. So far, no deaths have been reported, but it's still putting millions of lives at risk because of the coronavirus pandemic. Areas hit by the typhoon are under lockdown and people are trying to stay home to avoid infection. The authorities have evacuated around 200,000 people who now face contracting the virus at overcrowded emergency shelters. Due to social distancing measures, the shelters can only accept half their capacity and people have to wear face masks. But not everyone has one and many are trying their best to keep safe.
Now we have a lack of supplies for face masks. That's why we have started to make our own ones to avoid the spread of the virus.
Typhoons are common occurrences in the Philippines, but this time the coronavirus outbreak has made the threat even worse. The National Weather Agency warns of potential flooding and landslides in the coming days.
And joining us now from Manila is DW's Anna Santos. Anna, as we heard there, the typhoon cyclone has already ravaged several islands in the Philippines. What is the situation now?
Government officials told me today that managing a typhoon in the middle of a pandemic is a nightmare. So thousands have been evacuated into evacuation centers, and this took a longer time than usual as they had to transport people and vehicles that were only operating at half capacity, and then taking temperature checks and then trying to distribute as many face masks as they could among the evacuees. Now, additionally to that, we started seeing pictures from the affected areas. We saw devastation. Thousands of people living in the coastal communities have now seen their houses just completely flattened. So after the typhoon, this now brings us to another problem. These people, these evacuees, might not have a home to return to. And how will they stay safe from the coronavirus after that?
And these disaster response teams, I mean, they have this challenge now of still operating despite the coronavirus pandemic, slowing their work down. How are they managing?
This emergency, this typhoon is really straining government resources and manpower that have already been really hard-strapped since the lockdown that we've been under for the last 2 months. So the bigger challenge now is managing hygiene and sanitation in these very cramped evacuation centers. They're notorious for not being able to have sanitation and hygiene in the first place. Now, also, the next couple of days, we'll be monitoring the typhoon hitting the capital of Manila. We've seen over half of the total COVID positive cases in Manila, and this is mostly because of how densely populated Manila is. This density, this overcrowding of Manila is what you see mirrored in the evacuation centers. So government authorities are really now facing two challenges: how to protect people from the typhoon and how to prevent these evacuation centers from turning into hotbeds for coronavirus infections.
Okay, DW's Anna Santos joining us from Manila, where this typhoon is forecast to hit shortly. Thank you so much.